So the African Union and the Caribbean community met from June 17th to the 19th and detailed a 19-point framework that will put in place and implement the reparations that need to be paid towards us for what has happened during the transatlantic slave trade. And today we're going to talk about some of those points and what that means moving forward for us throughout the diaspora and how we need to move with these new things coming down the pipeline, okay? But before I get started, if you're someone who's thinking of coming over to the continent of Africa, I've created a free, exclusive mini guide that gives you the most important information that you need to know before visiting or moving over here to the continent. So if you want that information, click the link down in my description box and you will get it sent to your inbox effortlessly, okay? Now let me get to the point of why you guys clicked on this video and talk about some of the points from this 19-point framework that's going to help us to receive the reparations that we are owed for what has happened to us during the transatlantic slave trade. Now, this 19-point plan builds upon the March resolution that was passed by the United Nations that basically marked the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity. So with this 19-point plan, they are basically trying to legally bind something to hold the countries accountable who benefited, and not only the countries, the institutions as well, who benefited from the transatlantic slave trade off the backs of our people. Some of the key pillars of the framework include formal apologies. They're asking for unconditional and unequivocal apologies from countries and institutions that profited from human trafficking. And also there's a financial justice that they are seeking as well. They said the establishment of a global reparations fund and comprehensive debt cancellations for countries in the global south. Now, a lot of the countries within the global south have outrageous debt payments because of the crazy interest rates and more that they've put on the countries within this region in order to keep them in a perpetual state of poverty. And they're also asking for institutional reform, restructuring international financial frameworks to give disadvantaged nations fairer representation. And also they're asking for cultural restitution, the safe return of looted ancestral remains and cultural property to their regions of origin. Throughout history, a lot of the artifacts were stolen from many of the kingdoms over here on the continent of Africa, and they have those artifacts in several of the museums in the European world. So they are saying we need all of that back so that we can bring it to its rightful owners and put it back in its home. And another pillar that they're focusing on is social and climate action, addressing the disproportionate impacts of slavery on women and girls alongside efforts to secure climate justice. Now, these are just a few of the pillars that they're focusing on, but we see that there's a framework in place to really hold the people accountable who unfortunately historically has taken advantage of us and used us for collateral or used us as cattle in order for them to build their kingdoms and nations up. Now, leaders plan to present this unified roadmap at the upcoming United Nations General Assembly to shift from historical recognition to concrete legal and diplomatic policy to put some things in place in order to right the wrongs that have been committed. Now, if you're watching this content and you're someone that's thinking about coming over to the continent of Africa, but you don't know where to start, you're in luck. My wife and I, we're hosting a webinar coming up on June the 28th called No Turning Back, the ultimate prep session for your African relocation journey. Now, at this webinar, we're going to talk about exactly what it takes to overcome the fear of the unknown. We're going to talk about the visa, residency, and citizenship process. We're also going to talk about how to open up a business and how to get a job if that's the route you want to take as well. We're going to talk about the healthcare sector and also how to move your money over here and so much more. Now listen, if you're someone who's serious about figuring out what it takes, make sure you click the link down in my description box so that you can get your ticket to be a part of the conversation to figure out what it takes to build over here successfully. All right, we will see all of the serious people there. Now let's get back to the conversation. Now this is a huge step in the right direction for us to really move forward and get something passed and created for us as a people. I know for a long time, even now within the comments, and I see people on different videos, or there are even videos that's being posted that's talking about how we shouldn't work alongside our African or Caribbean brothers and sisters in order to get the reparations that we'll deserve. I think a lot of people in America, a lot of our black people in America, we have forgotten, or a lot of us don't even really have the full knowledge and understand that our people were scattered everywhere. They took advantage of our people and put us in many of the countries within the Western world. We aren't just over in America at the bottom in that country. There are several countries where they took us and enslaved our people, and they benefited for a very long time. And even without enslavement, they've stolen things from us. They've benefited off our art. There's so much that has been done to many of us throughout the entire diaspora. So this is a great opportunity for us to back something that's really pushing the agenda forward for what we've been working on for a long time over in America. Now, some people think that we should be the only ones that receive reparations. We're the only ones that should be even having the conversation about that. I think it's time for us to really understand the true power that we have if we really connect with our brothers and sisters over here on the ground who have the same fight as us. And they just have a different perspective, and they have a way to help us get the help that we need. Because if this is continued to be taken higher and higher, then more is going to come, and help is going to eventually trickle into these streets of America as well. Now, this is something that's going to help more of us, so we need all of us to really start paying attention to what's happening with this and get on board and push this message forward to make sure that what is being put in place comes to life, because it's up to us essentially. We have to push this to life. We have to be the ones to make it happen. We have to continue to sacrifice our voices and do the work to really bring forth the Africa and the diaspora that we want. A lot of building is happening, a lot of creating is happening, but we need all hands on deck to really hold people accountable for what happened through our history. So get in position and do your part in this work as well. Don't allow anger, frustration, bitterness, and unforgiveness to stop you from connecting and building with your brothers and sisters who are willing and opening their arms to us to help us connect and build with each other. Like, Ghana has been leading the way for a long time. We're opening their doors, saying and doing things that's holding the outside world accountable, and welcoming our brothers and sisters back into their land so that we can heal and build and create something alongside each other. So let's take advantage of these opportunities and not allow those negative spirits to stop us from seeing the reality of what we can do if we lock arms with each other. One of the most important things that I saw mentioned in this document that I want to touch on right now is that the African countries said they're going to have a right of return for African diaspora who want to go back to certain countries over on the continent. There will be citizenship pathways in place for those of our people who want to just essentially go back home and get back connected to their roots so that they can heal and build. Now, I know a lot of our people have been asking for a long time. I know since we've been over here in 2020, people have asked us, like, why isn't there a pathway? Why aren't they making it easier for us to come back home? And what I was telling people the entire time is things are slowly getting to that point. They will open the doors when they take care of what they have to take care of at home right now. Like, they want to welcome their brothers and sisters back home. They want to make sure that they build the bridge and make sure they have pathways for the diaspora. But there are certain nuances and certain things in place that it takes time to build. And we just really started coming back over here in the 2020s. Like, it was a huge wave that started during the year of return. Everything that happened in Ghana, more and more people start coming, more and more understanding started to happen in terms of what we've gone through. It spread more across the continent so people could see what really happened. Like, now they are really starting to learn what we truly went through. You know, a lot of them, they really think that we are over in America living our best dreams. They think we're living the American dream as Black Americans. They see some of the artists on TV, they see some of the artists in the videos, in the movies, or some of the just people who've made something for themselves within that environment, and they think that's the majority of us. They think just because we come from America, we're good. They think we're over there living in a fairyland and everything is easy for us. So they don't really understand what we deal with as Black Americans and what really happened to us in that society. They really don't have that knowledge, a lot of them. But now it's slowly coming to life. More and more other countries over here are starting to see and understand that, okay, our brothers are really going through some tough things over there. Our brothers really need a way home. Our brothers really need a pathway to get connected back to the motherland. So these different things are being put into place now. And that's one of the things that they're putting within this plan that's put in place. So there's a lot of our brothers and sisters who are arguing and saying that, oh, we are aboriginal to America. We have no reason to go back over to Africa. They don't want us. They sold us into slavery. They did so much and yada, yada, yada. But there are so many nuances to this history that we've been taught, for one, and the difference in the reality of what's really happened on the ground and what's really been going on this entire time. There's been several leaders who've been sacrificing, voicing their concerns, sounding the alarm to tell their people on the continent about the truth and the reality of what they've been dealing with, about what we've been dealing with as well. But it takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. Just like we've been lied to, they've been lied to as well. So there's a pathway that's being created for us to be able to come back home, for them to open up the doors to welcome us back home without the crazy hurdles that's in place due to the system that has been put in place by the same people we are all fighting against. We have to remember that. A lot of these rules are in place because of the people who set this system up. This isn't how they set it up, but we see that things are being put in place to change it. Our leaders on the ground over here are starting to use their platforms, use their voices to change the way things have been set up, to historically sort of block us from connecting with each other. So we have to lose this narrative of us originating from America and that being the end of the discussion. Two things can be true at the same time. Some of us originated from America, that's great, that's fantastic. Some of us originated from Africa, that's the same thing. So we don't have to hate each other. We don't have to be at odds with one another just because some of us are preaching to our brothers and sisters that, hey, we need to get back to Africa. If you don't agree with that, that's okay. We can at least create partnerships or something, because we're going to need to help each other in the long run anyway for something. We have things over here that you can use, and you guys have things over there that we can use. So we have to still work with each other. We don't have to hate each other because some of us feel that we originated from over here. So, this is something that's amazing. I'm grateful to see things like this happening. Things are being built and created to really show and make the pathway clear that it's time for us to come back home. The time is up for us to continue to believe the narrative that's been put out to say, oh man, they don't want us. We can't build, we can't connect. They hate us. There's been too much evidence shown now to show that things are not what we've been taught. Things are not what we've been told. So now we have to think for ourselves and come home and take advantage of the opportunities. Now, as things continue to get better and better and these plans get implemented, there will be a rush of our people coming over here. There will be a rush of people coming back to build. There is a rush now, I will be honest. Within my 6 years, I've seen a rush of many different people and nations come over here and attempt to get set up, attempt to build, attempt to do things over here, because the opportunity is here. It's right here. It's hapa sasa hivi. So you can take advantage of the opportunities, but you just have to come and do not wait on the rush, because once the rush comes, things will be a lot different. The opportunities will be gone. Then you'll be just a part of the wave of individuals who are, late and still trying to take advantage. And when you late to the party, it's a different price for a lot of different things, and it's a lot more difficult to build and create and make things happen when you're late. Now you're watching these videos, you have an understanding of what's happening, understanding what we're supposed to do. Do not take too long and wait for, governments to get on board and push things. Be a part of working with the government to push things. Think about that positioning rather than just waiting for a handout to come, because that handout will come. And even though it's a handout, it's still going to be something that comes with that. Not saying it could hurt you or harm you, but there's something that's going to come with it. And you need to be able to build and create those relationships and create the pathways for more people to come. There's a lot of us who are watching these videos now, and we are called to go to different countries across the entire continent. This is still sort of new in a sense. Some of our people still need frameworks and things put in place to bridge the gap and make people come back and get connected. But everyone has their role in this. So I'm always telling people who come to me, and especially if you come within this season of coming to Africa, you are in charge of helping more people come. Some of you have the anointing to turn around and tell other people that, hey, this is what we need to do. Your family is depending on you to come over here and succeed so that they can piggyback off of you and come over here and build and create something as well. So we have to take advantage of this opportunity, guys. Do not wait too long. We see what's happening with the framework that's being put in place. Our people are tired. There's a growing consensus across the entire diaspora. We are tired of being taken advantage of, tired of being done wrong, and we're going to position ourselves to get what is owed to us and still build and create and work and build with what we have. So let's continue to stay focused. Let's continue to build. Please let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Are you guys going to back it, or are you guys going to stay away from it? Please let me know. And if you're thinking about coming over here, you want to get connected to learn about our communities, to learn about the events that we have coming up, and so much more, get a consultation or whatever to get help, I invite you to join us over at t3me.org, where you can find all of those places for you to get help with whichever way you want to get help. All right. I'm a licensed realtor with Remax, so I help people figure out how to get set up on the ground over here. And my wife is a licensed herbal practitioner, so she loves to help people the natural way. All right. So if y'all want to get help, go over to our website so that we can help you guys out. Okay. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And I will see you guys on the next video. Y'all stay focused and do not let these people stop y'all, all right? Keep the shalom peace, stay locked in, and come home and take advantage of the opportunities, because the window is closing and it's up to you, all right? Y'all stay safe out there. Shalom.